Hello again and welcome back. Now today I just want to discuss the subject of pickup trucks. And to do that I've chosen the cheapest pickup truck on sale in the UK today. This is called the Steed and it's made by a company called Great Wall. I'd never heard of them either. Now before we discuss the Great Wall, I just want to talk with you about pickup trucks in general. I think they're utterly pointless. I've just never seen the appeal. Unless you live in Wyoming or Tanzania, I just don't see the point. They're not as practical as a transit van. They're not as good to drive as an estate car. The rear legroom on all pickup trucks is poor, and unless your passengers like to be sat bolt upright with very little headroom, they won't be asking you for a lift anywhere. They've all got a heavy clutch. They've all got the same turning circle as HMS Belfast. They've all got a notchy gearbox. They're just all difficult and hard work to live with, and I just can't see the appeal. But I'm obviously wrong because loads of people buy them all over the world, so what do I know? If I had to buy a pickup truck, because I've got zero interest in them, I would pick one that was the cheapest, that came with the longest manufacturer's warranty, and came with the most amount of extras as standard. Unbelievably, the pickup truck that ticks all those boxes doesn't come from Japan or the USA or Germany. It actually comes from the People's Republic of China. Now, you might turn your nose up at this truck and dismiss it immediately as cheap Chinese tat, but that would be a bit unfair. Great Wall Motors have been around since 1984, and they're the largest producer of SUVs and pickup trucks in China. So they obviously know what they're doing. Now, this S model is the base model, and it comes as standard with heated leather seats, air conditioning, parking sensors, alloy wheels. I've got a rear lockable canopy at the back. Now, a brand new Great Wall costs 15 grand. That's for the S model like this. An SE will cost you a couple of grand more than that. But that's half the price of a Hilux, or an L200, or a Navara. And now on the used market, a 4 or 5 year old one like this that's still under manufacturer's warranty will set you back 7 or 8 grand. Whereas the equivalent Hilux or L200 or whatever else will cost you double that. And I just don't see the value in that at all. It comes with a 2-litre turbo diesel which was made in conjunction with Bosch, so I imagine it'll be quite reliable. It's got 140 horsepower and it can tow 2 tonnes. Again, what more do you need from a pickup truck? It comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox, and even though it's only a 2-litre, you do get plenty of torque. I quite like the interior too. It's spacious, it's functional, although for some reason you don't get any cup holders. Why would they not put cup holders in a workman's truck? Do they not have drinks in China? I don't understand. Some of the plastics are a little bit shiny, but they feel good quality. You get the impression that it's built to last. It's also 4-wheel drive. Even though it's only the S, it's got all the extras that you'd possibly want as standard. They're not expensive optional extras as they are with the L200 or the Hilux or the Navara. I think it looks good. It's quite a handsome truck actually. It looks like any other pickup truck really, doesn't it? It's not offensive. It's not really a daring design, it kind of just blends in. And that's my point really. If you're a sole trader and you're considering buying one of these and you want to sign write it with your name of your company, it looks professional, nobody's going to know that it's not a Hilux, and you'll save yourself half the money. So it's a no-brainer. Now, to drive, it's no worse than any other pickup truck I've driven. I was driving an L200 yesterday that was a couple of years older than this, but more expensive, and that was no better to drive than this. There's still hard work, they're still too big, still got a massive turning circle, and this is no worse, which is a compliment actually, even though it doesn't sound like one. One thing to mention, the steering is very light. When I first drove it, in fact, you know what it's like when you're driving in winter and you suddenly hit a patch of ice and you lose all feeling through the steering wheel and your stomach sinks and you think you're going to crash. That's how light the steering is in this car. But now I've got used to it, I quite like how effortless it is. But there's certainly no feel whatsoever. But it's a pickup truck, so who cares? Now the ride isn't bad either. And all pickup trucks tend to have a bad ride because they've got quite a basic chassis. So this then isn't the worst pickup truck I've ever driven. Fuel consumption's quite good as well because it's only a 2-litre. They've also done quite a good job in drowning out the noise of the engine. Here in the cabin it's not that loud. And on the motorway it's quite good. In 6th gear it's not that loud and you've still got enough torque to overtake a lorry. Now, reliability wise, they come with a 6-year 125,000 mile manufacturer warranty, which is more than any of the rivals offer. So that's got to be good for peace of mind, surely. One downside is that it's due an oil change every 10,000 miles. So when it's due a service, Great Wall will come out to your house, pick up the car, service it, and then bring it back for you. Which is handy because you won't know where your local Great Wall dealer is. I know I don't. But there are apparently 60 Great Wall dealers across the UK, so there must be one near you. It's a belt-driven engine, and the belt needs to be changed every 45,000 miles, which can cost several £100s. So if you're buying one used, make sure it's had it done. Now, the truck I'm in today is nearly 5 years old, it's done 67,000 miles, and I bought it from a company. So it's been used for work every day, and I think the condition's really good, which is a sign that it's actually built rather well. Nothing's broken or snapped or falling off. It's obviously quite a tough workhorse, which is what you want from a pickup truck. There's no rust either. I'm surprised we don't see more of these on the roads. I'm also surprised that they haven't launched any of their SUVs in the UK yet, or in Europe, in fact. Now, if you're a sole trader and you're thinking of buying one, it really does tick all the boxes. It looks good, it drives well, it's reliable, and it's cheap. It also means that you'll have more money left over to invest in your business, which is the wise thing to do. Now, if you're a slightly larger business and you're considering buying one of these for one of your workmen, well, let's be honest, whatever you buy them, they're going to wreck. They'll drive it like they stole it, they'll smoke in it, they'll spill drinks in it, they'll just generally abuse it because they haven't had to buy it. So, why would you buy them a 30 grand Hilux when you could buy them a 15 grand Great Wall? It's still going to do the same job. And you just won't care about it as much when you find a cigarette burn in the upholstery or a spilt coffee on the carpets. So I've been driving this now for a couple of hours, and do you know what it feels like to drive? Every other pickup truck I've ever driven. So it looks like every other pickup truck and drives like every other pickup truck, and yet it's half the price. Now, this isn't the worst pickup truck I've ever driven. I think that accolade needs to go to the Isuzu D-Max Rodeo, where the ride is truly appalling. It feels like you're on a rodeo bull. I was seasick after driving that thing. It was terrible, appalling. This isn't that bad. I know that doesn't sound like a glowing report, but you have to bear in mind that I hate pickup trucks. It's plenty of power, really. 140 horsepower doesn't sound very much, but there is quite a lot of torque. If you're a sole trader and you're considering buying one of these, it's a no-brainer. It looks good, it drives well, it's reliable, it comes with a manufacturer's warranty, it's cheap. It means that you've got more money to invest in the rest of your business, which would be the clever thing to do. Now, as I said earlier, I don't like pickup trucks. I've never driven one that I thought I would keep. They're just hard work in general. But there is nothing wrong with the Great Wall Steed. So don't be put off by the unknown brand. I'd get one. In fact, what I'd do, I'd buy one of these, and then with the change, I'd go on holiday to Barbados. In fact, that's exactly what I'd do. Get out of this cold weather. So, thanks once again for watching. Make sure you subscribe, I've got plenty more videos to come. Yeah, I'll see you next time.